At the start of February, we finally made the move from Oxfordshire to our new home in the Northwest Highlands. Our home is located on the edge of an area known as the Coulin Forest, just to the south of Torridon. Over the next few months, I plan to spend time getting to know this region, exploring the mountains and the glens, and scouting locations for photography. I decided to start my scouting by scouting a glen that lies directly behind our new house, a glen that featured in a previous video I made last autumn. So this afternoon I've decided to take what I'm hoping is going to be a relatively short walk up a valley. So it's the same valley which is featured in a previous video of mine, and this valley is actually just up behind our house. So I wanted to come and explore here. So the video which I did here last time, I didn't go that far up, and I took a photograph of that mountain there, which is Ruadh, with a waterfall in front of it, and it came out really nicely, and it's an absolutely beautiful little valley, a lovely little walk. But if you carry on a little bit further up the valley, you get to a loch which is surrounded by mountains. So this valley actually sits between two munros. You've got Liath Mhòr and Sgòrr, and yeah, I'm hoping to get up there today. I won't be climbing the mountains, partly because it's quite late in the day now, but mainly because it's still middle of February, and we've just had Storm Eunice come through, and mountains are actually very wintry at the moment, and I haven't got a lot of experience yet of winter mountain hiking. I don't have crampons, I don't have ice axe, so until I've learned how to use those and gained a bit more experience in mountain hiking in the winter, I'm probably not going to be doing any sort of big climbs at this time of year. But what I am hoping to do is get up to that loch, and like I said, it's surrounded by these stunning mountains, and I'm hoping there'll be some nice opportunities for images up there. So I think this is one of my favourite bits of this walk. It goes through this beautiful, lovely old woodland, and the last video I made from this place, it was too dark when I came through this woodland to film it, but I hope you can pick this up on camera, just how gorgeous this place is. It's a stunning river that comes down here through this gorge, and these old Scots pine trees, and it's just beautiful. The water is crystal clear and blue. Oh, it's absolutely stunning here. So I'm now up at what is the highest point of my walk, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm up into the snow line, and there's a good sort of few inches of snow on the ground, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This is the valley between the two munros I was talking about. So this mountain here is Liath Mhòr, and then this one over here is Sgòrr. So these are two munros, and I think that's going to be a lovely hike for the future, probably in the summer. But the loch which I was aiming for is actually up in the head of the valley there. I've got a bit of a decision to make, because the time's getting on a bit now, and I think the clouds are closed in a bit. It's looking a bit flat. I don't know if we're going to get much of a show of light this evening, so I'm just trying to work out whether it's worth hiking all the way up there to the loch. I'll effectively be coming back in the dark, so I'm slightly worried about finding the path in the dark, so I'm just trying to work out what the best thing to do is. I'm wondering about sticking around here and taking some images here, but I might just sort of start to head off up the path and see how it looks further on, and see if it's worth continuing. Just come a little bit further along the valley, and The path is becoming quite indistinct now. Where it was before, there'd been other hikers on it, so I could see where it was. I think those hikers have been going up the mountain and back down again, so I don't think they're going in the direction I was heading in. And so the path itself is becoming quite obscured, so I'm just getting a little bit nervous about finding it. And also the light's dropping now, it's getting quite late, so I'm thinking, rather than sort of continuing the hike up this valley, although it doesn't look that far, I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit of a trek up to where the loch, which I was aiming for, is. So I might just sort of stick around this area here instead, just to keep on the safe side. Especially as it's, I don't want to get caught out by the light and end up having to sort of hike back across snow in the dark with the potential for falling in a bog, which would be really bad. So I'm going to stick around here, but I think when I was up where I had that cup of coffee, there were a few kind of pools, sort of frozen pools in the bog, where I think they might create some nice foreground interest, and there's quite a lot of boulders around as well, so I reckon there's images to take. And if I can't find an interesting foreground, I can always opt for going for a slightly more telephoto shot. I've got the 24 to 105mm lens with me today, so I can use that to zoom in just on these mountains. When the mountains have got the snow on them with the rock, they just look so dramatic, and I think there's certainly some scope to take some images here. Well, I hope you're going to be able to hear me, because this wind's picked up now. I've kind of got out the shelter of a valley, and it's certainly a bit blowy up here, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I think if I don't go any further today, I'll be happy, because I've got this wonderful view of the valley behind me here, but all the way around on the other side as well. We've got a view over to those mountains in the distance too, and there's got to be some images to be had here. Also, although I won't be photographing them because they're too far off, I've got a herd of deer down there in the valley, and it's cold, but it's absolutely beautiful. So I think I'm going to get the big camera out now, and see if we can get some images. So I've just come down off that little rise which I was standing on, and it's much calmer and a little bit warmer down here out of the wind, so it's much nicer. And this little pool here, this little frozen pool here, was what I was talking about. And I think this makes quite a nice, interesting foreground. I've taken a couple of images. I'm a bit unsure about whether or not to include this black boulder in the image on the right hand side or not. I don't know whether it's either working in the image and it's creating another sort of little bit of interest in the image that can lead the eye around it, or it's serving as a distraction. And at the moment, I'm not sure which one. So I think when we get home and start processing the images, I'll make a decision then as to which one I prefer, the image without that boulder or the image with it. But yeah, it's really beautiful down here. We're losing the light quite quickly now, so I think I'm probably going to have a quick wander around, see if there's any other images I can take, and if not, I'll start heading back. But yeah, definitely worth a hike up here, and I'm pleased I didn't decide to continue further on to try and get to that loch, because I just well, I think it would be lovely up there. I think for another day it would be worth a trip up there, but today I think we would have just been pushing it with the light a bit too much. So yeah, I'm happy. Right, well, I think I'm happy with the images which I've taken, and yeah, this place is absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. So I think the time has come for what I've been really looking forward to, which is a cup of coffee. I've got a flask in my bag. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee, bite to eat, then I'm going to head home. So I think that's the last of the images which I'm going to take. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and I'm sure I'll do more videos from this place. Like I say, at this time of year probably I'm not quite confident enough yet to climb the Munros, but certainly later in the year I'll be planning to head up there. I'm actually hoping to camp up there at some point as well later in the year, so hopefully we'll have that video to come. But anyway, I'm pleased with these images. Let me know what you think of them below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.